Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another exciting episode of Trigger Warning Radio. I am your host, the Kaiju Conservative. So Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the newest, youngest member of the House of Representatives, also known as Occasional Cortex and Che Guevara, proved her ignorance of basic civics facts once again this past weekend. This time it was at a photo shoot on Thursday that was reported on by the Politico. Now, apparently Ocasio-Cortez and the photographer, they were just kind of joking around, and you know, the joking in the conversation turned to a possible presidential run. And the photographer said, "You can't even run for president for another 6 years," which is, of course, a reference to Ocasio-Cortez's age. She's 29. She just turned 29. So per the Constitution, she is too young to run for president. She's got to wait a couple more years before she can do that. So her response to that folks, it's a thing of beauty for those of us that have followed her meteoric and baffling rise to power. Ocasio-Cortez actually claimed that the Constitution only limits men. Yeah, she actually said that it only limited men with the age for running for president, and this was her response according to the Politico. She said, "No, not for a long time, thank God. Although we've been joking that because the Equal Rights Amendment hasn't been passed yet, the Constitution technically says he cannot run until he's 35. So what we'll do is we'll force the Republican Party to pass the Equal Rights Amendment by threatening to run for president." Of course, anybody who passed middle school civics and has even glanced at the Constitution knows that the Constitution does not say he. In fact, the Constitution, Article 2, Section 1, which is the provision that sets the age limit for running for president, says no person except a natural-born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible for the office of president. Neither shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have attained to the age of 35 years and been 14 years a resident within the United States. So, Occasional Cortex is once again wrong about basic civics facts. She puts her foot in her mouth again. This is, of course, after she had threatened Donald Trump Jr. with subpoena power, a power she does not have, by the way, for posting a meme and teasing her online, not only proving that she is, ignorant of basic House functions, but also proving how incredibly thin-skinned she is, which is, par for the course with socialists like her. And she also may have violated House ethics laws as well as civil law as well. And she's not even in Congress yet. She hasn't even been sworn in, or to use Ocasio-Cortez's words, she has not yet been inaugurated to the House of Representatives. So, folks, with all crap I talk about Ocasio-Cortez, I love her. She is a bigger gaffe machine than Biden, and she is the gift that keeps on giving. Follow her on Twitter for even 24 hours. She's guaranteed to put her foot in her mouth at least once, probably twice, and she is an endless source of comedy and material for anybody doing political commentary on the right. You need something to talk about, just go ahead and troll Ocasio-Cortez's Twitter timeline, and you'll find something to talk about pretty quick. Now, all that being said, the fact that Ocasio-Cortez is fun to mock doesn't diminish how dangerous she actually is. And she is dangerous, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, Ace of Spades, they linked a story from somebody over at the Federalist, basically saying that this was after she had threatened Donald Trump Jr. Basically, this article at the Federalist says that yes, Ocasio-Cortez is extremely dangerous, and we need to take her seriously. And despite all the ribbing, despite all the mockery, I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. Yes, Ocasio-Cortez is incredibly ignorant. Yes, she is for all intents and purposes, genuinely stupid. I mean, it's just, and if you hear her talk, oh my God, that voice, you could, sheesh, it's, ladies and gentlemen, and it's, if it got any higher, the policies that she's pushing. The big policy that she's been pushing has been this new Green Deal that she keeps tweeting about, and essentially what that is it's an effort, a collection of policies that's the stated goal is to get the United States off of fossil fuels and into a completely 100% renewable green economy within 10 years, which is something that the experts have agreed is impossible. We don't have the technology there. We can't do it yet. So, maybe 10, 20, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, then we can talk about that sort of thing. But 10 years? No, it's not going to happen. But she's pushing this regardless of the science and regardless of the fact that a lot of these policies are what have led to massive riots and a possible coup in France. There is a real fear in Paris right now that the Yellow Jacket protests, which started because of green energy policies that have taxed the populace to death, there's a real fear that those Yellow Jacket protests are going to lead to a coup that's going to remove Emmanuel Macron, probably violently. And at great risk to his life. And that's the kind of thing that Ocasio-Cortez wants to bring here, and she hasn't even acknowledged that the violence that's going on in France is even a possibility here. The other thing that she's been pushing has been this $32 trillion Medicare for All expansion, and that $32 trillion figure, by the way, is something that's agreed upon by everybody, including the people who are promoting it. And when she's challenged on it, on how she's going to pay for it, her response is, well, you just pay for it. Which is not a response at all. It's not even an argument. And she's got massive amounts of support for this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, she would be, if she was older, they would be pushing her to run for president right now. That's how much support that Ocasio-Cortez has. And folks, it is a dangerous thing, because that means the Democrat Party is going to be pushed to take up a lot of these far left agenda items that she's pushing that are going to bankrupt this country and lead to the style of violence that we see over in France and potentially the overthrow of the United States of America's government. Of course, like I said, she has not acknowledged that this is even, a possibility. So what's the response to Ocasio-Cortez? There's a lot of people on the right are debating whether or not, we should continue mocking her. A lot of people are thinking that that's going to backfire and that's going to make her supporters even more rabid. Other people are saying, no, she deserves to be mocked. She's stupid. We need to point it out. I'm going to go ahead and take both positions, kind of, and tell you what I think needs to happen with Ocasio-Cortez. Yes, we need to mock her because, again, she's an endless source of material for mockery, but also because it shows people, how ridiculous the green agenda is and the agenda of the left is right now. But the other thing that we need to do, other than mocking Ocasio-Cortez, is we need to also present alternatives. We need to mock her, we need to make fun of her, and then we need to tell the people, but here's a better way to do it. We need to present alternatives to what she's pushing, because if we don't present alternatives, if we just mock her endlessly, call her stupid and ignorant and all that sort of thing, which is all true, by the way, all that's going to do is that's going to be seen as, evil white Republicans picking on the young, pretty Hispanic woman, and that is going to galvanize her support. But if we mock her and if we show people why she's wrong and give them alternatives and say, look, she's an idiot. This is why she's an idiot. This is a much better idea than what she's pushing. I think that is going to go a long way towards neutralizing Ocasio-Cortez to the point where she is just going to be the lone ignorant voice screeching in the halls of Congress. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. What do you think needs to be done with Ocasio-Cortez? What do you think is the best response to her particular brand of leftist stupidity and ignorance? But I repeat myself. Anyway, let me know in the comment section below. As always, if you liked what you heard, leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Both those things help me out quite a bit, and I will see you all next time.